Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. So in today's video,
And like now that we've broken up, like if we would have broke up and you didn't put me on child support, I probably would have been there more. But now that I am on child support, I'm probably going to only do the child support. That's all you get from me. No
Well,
love, just money.
why do you have to look at it as it being spiteful? Why does it have to? Why is that spiteful?
What else would it be?
yeah. And this is not the first time I've seen a video like this. I remember seeing a video some time ago of this man talking about like child support should be put on a special card so that it is used towards the things that the child needs. And if I find that video, I'm going to insert it here.
I understand it takes money to raise a child, but I also believe that the child support system isn't all the way a straight path because they lean towards the mother a lot. Granted, she has the kid most of the times, cool. But at the same time, if I'm paying $900 a month, I want to make sure the $900 a month I'm paying is going to my son and not in her pocket or not in her purse or not on her feet.
I agree with that.
So my solution to this, we've all known somebody that's been on EBT, right? Mm-hmm. The EBT card, you can't go to Red Lobster and swipe that bit. It's got to be at the supermarket and that only. So why can't we have a child support card that is only for child support things? So you can only spend it at the supermarket, at Kids Gap, Kids Foot Locker, kids stuff. Why is that not a thing? Cap or double tap? Do you believe child support should have purchasing restrictions or not?
And the issue is, why do you have a problem with paying for something that you took part in producing? Do you understand? You could have easily won a condom. You could have got a vasectomy. I've said that in another video, but you won't do it. And when the child is born and you find out that there are expenses, with regards to that child, then that's when you decide to become this person. Oh, she's using the child support against me. There was a video I saw some time ago of this lady who said she only asked the child's father to pay for $250, and he was refusing to pay until he put him on child support, and she was granted almost $1,000. And I was like, you could have easily paid for that $250, but he refused to pay for it because he thought that the woman is going to benefit from it. And with all of this, what I say is, like, that child is living with his or her mom, right? They are living under one roof. Don't you think about that? There were people in the comment section saying that child support is not meant to pay bills, because someone also raised the same thing I'm talking about, that since the children or the child is living under the same roof with their mother and they are not living with you, right? Now, their expenses is going to maybe double. Because if they were single, in the UK, some people do shared accommodation. They can do that. They can live in a one bedroom with all bills included and pay for like 500, 550, 600, up to 7 or 750, depending on where you live and how luxurious you want the place to be, right? And then factor in they having a child. Now they can't live in that shared accommodation because most shared accommodation will not allow you to bring children in there, right? So now you have to rent a flat, right? Because you have a child, because that child also needs a bedroom, right? So then all those things come under that. So who is going to pay for the rent of the child? If I'm paying my bill, I'm expecting you to pay for yours as well. So it's not just sneakers and food. Do you understand me? It's not just buying food and buying clothes for the kids. It sometimes has to do with where your child lays their head at night. So you can't just say, oh, I'm going to put the money on the card so that I'm sure that money is being used towards my child, because if not, what about her emotional expenses? When does she have a me time? Because it's not just about the money. It's about a lot of things, right? Somebody being present with the child. A lot of dads don't know what goes on in their children's lives. They don't know where their children go to school, what they eat for dinner, what makes them tick. They don't know. You see your child every other weekend, and you have a problem with paying for child support because you think that if a woman puts you on child support, she's doing it out of spite. But anyway, let's get into some of the responses, and I'm going to come back and talk some more, and leave your own thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Thank you.
Paying child support does not even equate to the daily lifestyle a single mother has to live. When the dad is not in the house, paying child support is pennies. A lot of men that don't even know their child's school name. They don't know their teacher's name. There are men who don't even know their child's primary care physician's name. The daily lifestyle of having to get children up every day take them to school, pick them up from school, dealing with attitudes because they may not feel like getting up, they're tired, doing homework, parent-teacher conference, any events that they have to attend. This is all on the mom if the dad is not in the house. And you have the nerve to complain about paying a fee to basically not be a full-time parent. Buying stuff sporadically does not equate to you being a good parent. Seeing your kids sometimes does not equate to you being a good parent. I get stuff happens. Nobody plans on being a single parent. Either way, single dad, single mom. Nobody plans that. Usually, people want the family structure, but things happen. But I think people need to understand that you have to put in the work whether you're there or not.
Every time I see a discussion about child support and how men don't want to pay child support, one of the questions that I never see come up is, why did you have kids to begin with if you don't want to pay child support? Maybe somebody asked this question already. I don't know. I apologize. That's the main question we need to be asking these men. These men that say, I'm going to tell my child to tell my baby mama to take me off child support. Why did you have the kid to start with? Why did you have kids? Do people think that kids are free to raise? Do people think that you don't need money to have a kid or raise a kid? Do people honestly think that? Why did you have them? People are not answering that question. People, and I know people are going to refuse to answer that question because y'all don't like real ass conversations. Seriously. What's the point?
If you withhold money from the mother of your child, or you don't pay child support, or you don't provide for your child to intentionally make the mother of your child struggle, you're not just making the mother of your child struggle, you're making your child struggle as well. As you see, a lot of you men will leave the mother of your child and then get mad because you no longer have control over her. You can't lie to her, gaslight her, manipulate her, cheat on her. Whatever you were doing in the relationship, you can no longer do to her. And when a lot of you start to see that you're not getting a reaction from her and you can no longer affect her or control her, you'll start to withhold the money that is meant to take care of your child just to hurt the mother of your child. Let me tell you something, regardless of how much money the mother of your child makes, regardless if your child has everything your child needs, if they're living a perfect life without you, your financial support will go a long way. So if you're leaving the mother of your child to do everything by herself, to intentionally make her struggle because you no longer have control over her now that you're not together, I do hope at some point in time y'all start to realize that you're not just making the mother of your child struggle, you're making your child struggle as well.
So my homegirl called me this morning wanting my opinion on the child support matter between her and her baby daddy. Her baby daddy is asking her to take him off of child support. He paying $700 a month. After fees, she getting like $650, right? He's saying if she take him off the child support, he would give her $500 a month. Now, I've talked to a lot of men that's on child support and they don't agree with being on child support. And my question always is, what were you doing or not doing that made her want to put you on child support? Was you doing what you needed to do? Now, there are a lot of women who do it out of spite. So that was my first question to her. What made you put him on child support? She said she had got put off of food stamps. So she hit him up one day and was like, hey, I'm going to need some extra coins because I'm no longer getting food stamps when it comes to the kid. She say the man texts her back and said, you can come and eat the middle of my body. She said she flew down there and put him on child support because she knew what type of reindeer games he was finna start playing. So I told her, okay, she didn't do it out of spite. Then I asked her, how often do he get the kids? Like, what's the arrangement? She said every other week. I said, is that the only time he get them? She said, yeah. I said, does he ever give you anything extra on top of the child support? Because I know it's a lot of men who feel like, nah, she got me on child support, so that's all she gonna get. You don't want to do nothing extra for your kids. I don't agree with that. I feel like if you know you got children in this world, you should want to do for them outside of what the system done slapped on you to take care of. Do I agree with child support? Yes, in some instances, because there are a lot of men out here you trick, you gamble, you get habits, you do all this other stuff with your money, but because of how you feel about your child mama, you feel like you don't have to dish out no bread. Here's another thing. You only paying $700 a month. You want to cut that back to $5. She don't know if she can trust you with even giving her the $5. And on top of that, she let him file one of the kids on taxes every year. It's 2 of them. Now let's do the math. He only getting his kids every other weekend, which is 4 days out of the month. You do 4 times 12, that's 48. You mean to tell me out of 365 days, you only get your kids 48 of them, you only giving her $700. I feel like women should be compensated on top of the child support of what they need and some of the things that the kids want, because a woman is with the children every day, all day. It eats up her time, it eats up her energy, and the average man that do what he want to do when he want to do it. If you had to watch them kids as much as she had to watch them kids, you wouldn't have the energy. You wouldn't be able to have the time to go and do all of these extra curriculum things that you want to do. So I feel like $700 really ain't even enough, my guy. What's y'all opinion? Do y'all agree or disagree with this situation? And do you agree or disagree with child support? What's your child support situation? Let me know.
So my reasons for disagreeing, are that the money we give per month, we need to not look at it as like, I've given you this money, show me what you've done with it. Yeah, you should have done this with it, that with it. No, that's the money we give. Whatever she decides to do with that is up to her. If we looked at it and said, wait a minute, my child's walking around with holy trousers, they're not eating, they look ill, question it at that point. Yeah. But other than that, if we are giving money and we see our child's mum in a brand new outfit, brand new crepes, whatever, we can't start saying, where you getting that from? Like, we often, like I say, we want to control the situation. I'm giving you this money. Where's it going? Who are you with? Who's this man? You can't come around my son at this point. This is when he can. And there has to be an element where it comes to trust, where you're like, I trust my son's mum. And because I trust my son's mum, I know she's not going to bring no idiot around my child. So therefore, I'm going to fall back a bit. You know what? I know that she's good with money. I'm going to fall back a bit. If she's asking, it's because I know she must need it. I'm going to help out. But because we can be so insecure or so worried that she's doing this and doing that and whatever, we start making situations more difficult than they need to. So
my thing is, most of these men who always fight over child support and not wanting to pay, they don't even want full custody. They don't want custody at all. They don't want to deal with their children at all. Do you understand? And even if they are given any form of custody, it's because there's another woman in their lives taking care of their responsibility, right? But when you ask them to pay for money to raise that child, their quote and unquote legacy, they have a problem with that. They are quote and unquote seeds. They have a problem with that. You don't have a problem spreading your seeds everywhere, but you have a problem paying and being a responsible father, the man that you're supposed to be. Make that make sense. Because the next time you go and live with a woman, think about that. Like, do I want to have my legacy running around? Do I have enough money to provide for that legacy? Do I want to go back and forth with this woman if she ends up having a child of mine, or, a child that came from me, having my legacy or my seed? Like, do I have the means to do that? Should I go and get a snip? Do you understand? Or, what am I going to do if she came to me for child support? Right? Am I ready for all of this before you decide to not, number one, use condom, or number two, do whatever you do inside her? Do you understand me? Think about all of that. Some men conveniently forget that when it comes to them having to pay for the child that they took part in creating. They conveniently forget that. You want to go and live your life and do whatever you want. Now pay some money to take care of what you helped to create. You have a problem with that. These days, a lot of women have chosen to be child-free, and that option is also there for a lot of men. And you can take it. All you have to do is get a vasectomy. And that's it. Problem solved. No back and forth. No EBT cards for child support. There's no need for that. No child maintenance. No being dragged to court. There's no need for that. All you have to do is be a responsible adult and either zip your thing in your pants, wear a condom, pull out, or get a vasectomy. That's all. Problem solved. But if you want to go and lay with women and do whatever you want to do, and you end up impregnating them, and they decide to keep that child, it is your responsibility as well. It's not just her responsibility. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. But like I say, respectfully and humbly, that's my opinion. And I may be wrong. And if I'm wrong, you can leave your own thoughts and opinions in the comment section. And I'll see you again with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.